Happy Saturday, ladies. Today I'm gonna just show you some coloring tips I've learned along the way using Copics. I've picked Colorado Craft Company, the Big and Bold series, because these are hands down my favorite stamps to color. They're big, just as the description says, big and bold. They certainly are big and bold. I have a few left in stock, and you can just reach out to me if you want to pick up a set or order a set. Feel free to email Scrapbook Niagara at hotmail.ca. So today I'm just going to color two for you and show you two quick ways of coloring, how I do it. I'm no expert, but come on, we're not in art class here and, you know, learning perspective or anything like that. So yes, so here's a few that I have. My collection's getting quite big, but today I'm going to show you the ice cream because I have 3 children. So a quick and easy card is always, with a high impact, is always something I'm shooting for. So I happen to absolutely love this ice cream cone, and I love the sentiments, sending sweet wishes your way. Like it's adorable in my opinion. So we're gonna color that one, and then I'm gonna show you this one. This is obviously one of my favorites for all the sophisticated ladies out there. Favorite birthday card for me that I've done for sure. So I haven't put anything in there yet. I've made quite a few, and you know, whenever I have a special occasion, I can throw any sentiment I want in there. So yeah, we'll do that one too. This one is called the Perfume Bouquet. So to start, I'm going to show you how I stamp. So I take a pile of copy paper so that it gives you a nice sort of a softer, if you stamp right on here, you're not going to get a good crisp image. So you need a few sheets of copy paper under there. I start always by laying my stamp down and inking it from there. Now I'm going to stand up to do this, just so I can get some pressure here. So drop it down, and then just press it out. Now, you're not in a race here, so let the ink absorb into the cardstock. It's important to note too that this is specialty cardstock. This is by Stampendous, so it's for mixed media, alcohol markers, those kinds of mediums. The paper is very important with the alcohol ink markers. Some papers, if they're too porous, they bleed. So yeah, paper is very important. I do have a Tim Holtz stamping platform, and I prefer that with rubber stamps opposed to the cling. So I'd rather just stamp these ones out. So let's hope that this turns out. And it's perfect. So I just clean my stamps, stamp it out. There we go. So now let's get coloring. So the colors that I've chose today, so I think I'll start with the cone. You know, if you're a beginner, start with 2 colors and get your blending down. You know, a little more, you know, if you want to play a little more, then get your 3 colors. You know, and try to stay in the same color family, or so R20 and R24 and R29 rather than R20 and R45. Because it's all about the saturation of the inks and the tones. So if you stay in the same color family, you're more likely to get an easier blend. So for my cone, I've got E21 and E23. So I'll start with the dark one. Actually, I'll start with the light one. And I'll go over this cone. Now, I'm going to say the light's hitting here. Now, don't overthink it. because these stamps are great. They kind of have shading depicted there for you already, so you don't have to really put much thought into it. But I like how on this one I've left, you know, it's a little bit light, a little bit whiter in there. So just start coloring it in. Now, one of the things that I've learned along the way from a group I follow, which is Vanilla Arts, is be mindful of your coloring speed. And you know, we really don't think about that much when you're starting out, but you know, the longer you take to color, you know, you're going to be very careful. You're getting in, you know, all the staying in the lines. Well, by doing that, you're allowing more ink. So if you do short flick strokes, you'll get a lighter tone. Now I'm very light-handed on the and the more you go over, even with the same color, every layer you add, it's going to get darker and darker. So here you can kind of see, but I'm going to go over that again. So now I'll add in a little bit of shading here. So underneath the rims, you know. Now go back in with your light and try to blend that out. Now, sometimes, you know, it doesn't look like it's blending out, but you'll come back after and you can see that the alcohol has absorbed and it's blended in. So really, if you're not happy, you know, you could add in a little more darker and keep layering them. This is the colorless blender, so I'll just sort of blend in that white there that I left open. Okay, so now we'll move on to the ice cream. So for the ice cream, I've chosen R000, RV000, RV52, and RV55. So I'll start with my lightest. Now I'll go in with my darkest and get in all those nooks and crannies that it's already shown on the stamp. Now I'll go and blend that with my medium shade, which is the R52. So I'll follow where I put down the darker. And now I'll go back in with my light color and soften that out. You know, you can keep playing until you're happy with it. Okay, so now I'll do my little cherry there on the top. So I've got R20, R24, and R29. Starting with my lightest. Now I'll go with the darkest just to give a hint of darker here on the edges. Now I'll use the medium color to blend that out. And back in with the light one to soften even more. So yeah, sometimes if you see a little harsh edge that you're not liking, give it a couple minutes. Let the alcohol absorb into the paper and then come back and do it again, and you'll notice that it will feather out. So the last one is the whipped cream. Now we all know that that's white, but or I guess it could be lots of different colors if you did that. But I'm going to use C2 and C3, some of my favorite grays, to just add in a little bit of shading. So I'll go in with the darkest color first. Just get it in some of the folds here. Now my lightest color, just blend that out, try to soften it. And I'm going to go in with my blender here and give a little bit more shading all over. And your colorless blender acts almost like an eraser. So even if you colored outside the lines, you could take your colorless blender and rub it there, and it removes the ink. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Maybe a little bit of brown for my stem. Okay, so I had already pre-cut my, this is a 5x7 card. Sorry, I guess I didn't trim this one down yet, but I had got a black mat that I'm going to put it on. I had taken the sentiment, stamped it on black cardstock, and used a white embossing powder. Actually, the white is called Snow from Blue Fern Studios. I guess they still have embossing powders, I'm not really sure. So then I just put that on there. Like this one, I've added in some polka dots just using a black Sharpie. Love it, very sweet. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this quick, short and sweet. Maybe you walked away with a few tips. That would be great. We're all learning, continuous journey, I guess. There's so many different things to play with. Okay, so we're back, ladies, and we're just going to color the perfume bouquet. Now, I'm going to use the same colors as the ice cream cone because I happen to love them with this flower stamp here. It's just beautiful. This one's quite a simple one to color. So I will use the RV000, RV52, and RV55. And for the leaves, I'm going to use G40, G94, and G99. Okay, so I'm going to start with the flowers. So I'll start with my lightest color, which is the RV000. As you can see, it's very light. So you're just getting that color on there. Can't tell if that's the flower or the leaf, but I'm going to assume it's the flower. So just get your light color on there. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to go in with my darkest color, RV55. And again, the shading is simple on this one because it's there for you. thing with these flowers is there's a lot of petals. Sorry, I'm trying to do this fast so I don't lose your attention. I think I got most of them. Now I'll go in with my medium shade and blend in the dark one. Now what I'm really doing is just going over where I added in that dark shading. And it softens it, as you can see. Doing a lot of these ones right in because they're in the back there, so the shading would be dark. And now I'll go back in with the lighter shade. Oops, not that end. Blend it out. I'm gonna go in with my medium shade and get these little buds here. So I think I'm happy with that. Now I'll do the leaves. Just getting my light color down first. Now I'll go in with my darkest shade, which is the 99. Just a little bit go in with my medium shade. And I'll go back in with my lightest shade and try to blend those in a little bit. Now with the greens, I feel I'm missing a few shades I have to add to my collection. Now remember, it's easy to keep it light. Just add dark in the tiniest hints of places and keep adding layers if you want to darken it. So I'm okay with that. Now my bottle, all I did was use the RV000 and simply, you know, again, light flicks to keep it very light. You know, and I'm doing it quick, so not a lot of ink is hitting the page there. So now where I want to add a little bit darker, maybe the neck of the bottle in there and around these edges here. Okay, and now for my gold little band here. Now I found the thing that was the most effective was the Ranger, the Tim Holtz gilded, the alcohol inks. Oh, so it just added a shine beyond belief. So that's it. So I hope you enjoyed and walked away with something. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a shout. If you'd like to order your own perfume bouquet, which is highly recommended in my opinion, it's probably my favorite stamp now of all time, just send me an email to scrapbookniagara@hotmail.com. Have a great weekend.